We thank you very much for deciding to compete in the UAE Global Management Challenge. The competition is based on participants like yourself forming teams where each team manages a virtual company in competition with other teams. Global Management Challenge is the world's largest strategy and management competition. In excess of 30,000 participants from more than 30 countries around the world take part in the competition every year. The competition is open to young professionals and university students. This presentation will take approximately 16 minutes of your time to provide you an overview of the virtual company that you will be managing together with your team. In this presentation, we will cover the topics presented here with a brief narrative explaining each slide. Player's Manual and Company History are the two key materials made available to all the participants taking part in the competition. Player's Manual is the principal resource that explains the organization and functions of the virtual company, the contents of the quarterly management report, and the decision sheet, and provides guidance to prepare for the competition. Player's Manual includes useful tips for decision-making for the virtual company. The Player's Manual has been prepared by Global Management Challenge Head Office and is the basic document that is available to all participants of the Global Management Challenge across the world. If in doubt, Player's Manual should be consulted for the most reliable and authentic information. Company History presents the management reports for the last 5 quarters of your virtual company while it was being managed by the previous management that your team has now replaced. Company History is the starting point for the competition and is identical for all the companies in your group. You will need to make extensive use of the Player's Manual and Company History to participate and excel in the competition. In addition, UAE Global Management Challenge has compiled resources based on the information available in the Player's Manual that UAE participants may find useful. These resources comprise 4 PowerPoint presentations entitled Competition Overview, the Virtual Company, the Management Report, and the Decision Sheet. A separate PDF document provides a repository of frequently asked questions. We encourage you to use the resources as appropriate and provide us your feedback where you find inaccuracies or if you feel we can improve the presentation or other aspects of these resources. It should, however, be noted that in case of conflict, Player's Manual will prevail. In summary, the competition is about learning by doing. And this is achieved by enabling the participants to manage a virtual company as its senior management. The virtual company that you and your team are managing is based in Europe and is a manufacturing company that makes 3 different models of a product. Your company has to procure materials from different sources, manage a production process that involves machining and assembly, and then sell the completed products in 3 different markets. The base currency in which the virtual company operates is euro. However, certain transactions such as the procurement of materials are denominated in US dollars and converted at the applicable rate of exchange. All 3 products are made from the same basic materials, but the material content varies product by product. Product 1 requires 1 unit of basic material, while products 2 and 3 require 2 and 3 units of material respectively. You may plan materials procurement under 3 options, at spot price or in the futures market prices for delivery in 3 months or 6 months' time. However, production is never constrained by the lack of materials since they are always available in the market, albeit at a higher cost. If the production plan requires more materials than are available, then sufficient additional materials may be bought on the spot market rate to complete production. Such emergency purchases are charged at 10% higher than the spot market price. The spot and futures prices are stated in the quarterly management reports. You also have to make a choice between using premium or basic materials. Products made with premium materials have a better build quality and reliability. Premium quality materials, however, are significantly more expensive. Premium materials are available only in the spot market and their price is 150% of the basic material spot price. The choice to use premium materials is exercised by deciding what proportion of premium quality materials may be used for any or all of your products. Production at the virtual company is a 2-stage process comprising machining and assembling. Machining entails the manufacture of components made by unskilled machine operators who can work up to 3 shifts. These manufactured components become part of the assembly line where the assembly workers transform the components into the final products. Unlike the machining process, the assembly line is comprised of skilled workers who only work 1 shift. However, these skilled assembly workers can work overtime where required. There is also the possibility of acquiring components through subcontracting instead of machining components in your own factory. However, any subcontracted components that you order will be delivered to you in the quarter after next. You can then assemble them along with any components machined in your own factory. The machining times are the minimum time required for the production of 1 unit of each product. In practice, as machines get older or are used more, they become less efficient and take longer to make the components for each product. The introduction of a preventative maintenance program can slow or even reverse this process of deterioration, but eventually each machine will reach a level of inefficiency at which it may be better to sell it and replace it with a new one. A further consequence of aging is that a machine will tend to break down more often, and productive hours will be lost until it can be repaired. As for machining time, the assembly times are also the minimum time required for the production of one unit of each product. However, as part of your marketing and quality enhancement efforts, you may allow the skilled workers longer assembly times. The longer the assembly time, the better the quality of your products. However, there are limits, and as more assembly time is allowed, the incremental quality improvements may reduce to negligible. The virtual company can produce up to 3 products and market them in 3 different markets: the local EU market, the North America Free Trade Agreement area, referred to as NAFTA, and worldwide through its online sales portal. The 3 products that the virtual company sells have not been specified in any of the material provided to you. Nevertheless, they are long-lasting consumer products that are different in utility, market image, and price. However, the products are related to each other, for example, as different models of an electronic product. The marketing department is responsible for creating demand for and selling the company's products in the face of competition from rival companies. The products are sold to the general public through distributors and agents. The virtual company is not obliged to manufacture all 3 products or to sell them in all 3 markets. This is a management decision, and management may decide for strategic reasons to concentrate on only 1 or 2 products and sell only in certain markets. However, if the management decides to stop production of a product or stop selling in a particular market, then restarting production or starting sales in a previously abandoned market is not recommended. The management team needs to consider several factors that could impact product demand to develop an effective market plan. Like all companies, the virtual company is subject to macroeconomic trends such as GDP, unemployment, and so on. These trends can have significant impact on the company's operations and in particular on demand for its product. In addition, often world events can have a significant impact on the markets, and therefore the companies operating within a particular market should pay heed to world events that are presented in the virtual company's management report. Another aspect to consider is that product demand is seasonal, and in the last quarter of the year, for example, the demand increases and the company's strategic and marketing plan should provide for such seasonality. Another important point to bear in mind at all stages is that the virtual company operates in the competitive market where the decisions of all the companies impact each other. For example, the decisions of one company to increase or reduce sales price and/or advertising spending have an impact on the orders received by all other companies, and vice versa. As in the real world, the virtual company is subject to law of diminishing returns. This means that the results obtained are not always proportional to the efforts made. For example, increase in advertising spend beyond a certain amount will not necessarily increase sales. Similarly, the increase in commissions to agents and distributors beyond a certain point will have none or very little impact on sales. In other words, as in real life, there is an optimal point in all decisions, and you and your team should endeavor to identify that optimal point to be able to make efficient decisions. A key responsibility for the marketing department, and indeed for the entire management team, is to make an order forecast for the next quarter. To achieve this forecast, the marketing department needs to decide about the number of agents and distributors and their commission and financial support. For the online sales, it is also important to decide how much will be spent on website development, i.e. its look and feel, ease of use, and functionality. Also, for online sales, a decision needs to be made regarding the number of ports to be operated, which determines the capacity of the website in terms of traffic and users. Another responsibility of the marketing department is to develop an advertising plan. The virtual company has the option to spend on corporate advertising as well as product and market-specific advertising. Corporate advertising promotes the virtual company's corporate image in each area, regardless of product, in order to create long-term confidence and goodwill. Corporate advertising is cumulative, needing steady expenditure over a period to be effective. It not only extends the market for the virtual company's products, but also, combined with all other advertising, tends to contribute to the general growth of the market. A strong corporate image is the main influence which persuades people to visit a company website, so it is also important for online business. Product and market-specific advertising helps promote sales of products in the short term by providing television commercials, material for press advertising, and so on. This type of advertising has a limited effect on internet business. Research and development is a very important department within the virtual company. Every quarter, this department reports the results of its development efforts for each product. Based on the amount spent by the virtual company on research and development, the department may report a major improvement, a minor improvement, or no improvement as none. If no improvement is reported, the management may consider increasing its research and development expenditure. Minor improvements are a byproduct of the research on the way to a major improvement and are automatically incorporated in product quality without the need for senior management team decision. However, major improvement is a significant decision that senior management have to take. Incorporating a major improvement has positive impact on product quality and consumer perception of the product. Consumer assessment committees reevaluate the product and may revise its star rating. Incorporating a major improvement should therefore be accompanied with enhanced production and marketing to gain maximum advantage. However, taking a major improvement renders any existing inventory of that product obsolete. On the other hand, if you delay incorporation of a major improvement, your competitors may do so, possibly gaining competitive advantage. Therefore, it is important to weigh up all the marketing benefits an improved product will bring against the potential loss of sales revenue in selling off obsolete stocks of old product cheaply. If a major improvement is not incorporated immediately after its announcement due to strategic considerations, it may be incorporated in a subsequent quarter. The Human Resources Department is responsible for ensuring that the virtual company has sufficient number of highly motivated employees to function efficiently. Workers may leave because of retirement, sickness, or in order to work for rival companies if they're not happy with working conditions. Workers who leave do so at the end of the quarter. The company employs unskilled machine operators who make the components for the company's products. There are always unskilled workers available in the local pool of unemployed labor. Any need for new or replacement of unskilled workers is handled automatically at a lower level of management in the company, and you and your team, the senior management, are not involved. The company also employs skilled workers, who assemble completed products from the machined components. Skilled workers are limited in number and are therefore in demand. Therefore, Human Resources Department, i.e. you and your team, have to take steps to ensure their well-being. Skilled assembly workers are paid at a basic hourly rate, which you decide each quarter. This basic rate is subject to an agreement with the trade union, which does not permit wage rates to be reduced. Any increase in the basic rate is implemented at the beginning of the next quarter. While you decide the hourly wage rate, the average quarterly net salary is of considerable importance to the workers. Another important consideration is the overtime that the workers are required to do. Skilled assembly workers do not like to work excessive overtime. Besides the average quarterly net salary and overtime, the skilled workers also look at other aspects such as product quality, redundancies, and training. These factors have an impact on recruitment, absenteeism, and a possible strike action, which is irreversible when called. In line with their overall strategy, company management decide how many assembly workers they wish to recruit. Recruitment is either from the pool of unemployed skilled labor or from other companies who employ skilled workers. However, recruiting is not always successful as new workers consider several aspects such as current earnings, the quality of goods the company produces, and the ability of your personnel management. It also depends on the number of unemployed workers available in the labor pool. In periods of full employment, recruitment can be very difficult, and trying to tempt people away from other companies may lead to a very unstable labor market. Alternatively, in order to acquire assembly workers, you may decide to train unemployed, unskilled workers, up to 9 trainees per quarter. Although more expensive than recruitment, training ensures that workers will be available after training in the next quarter. Whether you decide to recruit or train, the new employees will not be available for production until the quarter after next. Furthermore, you may be limited by the space available in your factory for more assembly workers. If space is insufficient, then your recruitment decisions may have to be constrained to a level that is possible, and this could be 0. The Finance Department is responsible for ensuring that the company's funds are managed efficiently and in accordance with the company's strategy. This implies a variety of roles which include monitoring profitability, controlling investment and borrowings, and managing the company's assets and dividend policy. Above all, the Financial Department must work closely with the management team to maximize the company's investment performance, the criterion by which the shareholders will judge the management performance. Indeed, this is also the criterion by which your team performance will be judged in this competition. As in life, virtually all decisions have a financial impact. The Finance Department is tasked with quantifying the impact of decisions, highlighting conflicts, and working with management to resolve those conflicts, all with the aim of profitability maximization. The company has the option to raise finance through overdraft and short-term loans as well as through share issues. Also, besides generation and utilization of cash for operational purposes, the Finance Department need to consider cash utilization for capital expenditure, dividend distribution, and share repurchases. The company's bank sets a maximum authorized overdraft limit for next quarter based on the company's short-term assets and liabilities as shown in last quarter's balance sheet. Overdrafts are issued and repaid automatically as your cash requirements dictate. If more funds are required than the overdraft limit, the bank will continue to fund the company as an unauthorized overdraft. The interest rate charged on an unauthorized overdraft is much higher. Furthermore, this higher rate will apply to the whole overdraft and not just the excess over the authorized limit. Under normal circumstances, there is a limit to which banks support unauthorized overdraft withdrawals. After this limit, the company may be declared bankrupt. However, for the purposes of this competition, the bank loans continue to be granted to your company to ensure that you continue to operate until the end of the competition. We thank you for your time. We trust that this presentation was helpful. Please send us your feedback if you have suggestions for improvement. We are confident that you will find participation in the UAE Global Management Challenge a rewarding and fulfilling experience and wish you all the success. You may call us at 043-910-329 or email us at info@managementchallenge.ae for more information.